It's Debatable with Mark Gray here on MLBbro.com.
All right, man, Ram. It has to be the most egregious oversight, certainly of this year's All-Star game. Toronto's George Springer and MLBbro left off the American League team. My argument would be he's at the very least having a comeback of the year story.
Absolutely.
And most important, his team's leading the division. Okay, so he's playing maybe not at as well as an MVP level that, say, an Aaron Judge is. But what does that say about the process, man? Who do you blame about Springer not making the team?
I blame this antiquated process. I really do. This every team has to have a representative. It just makes it so that the All-Star game roster always is a little bit iffy because you're putting guys on these teams that probably shouldn't be on there. And even if you're going to abide by the process itself of, every team's got to be represented, sometimes the people that they pick to represent teams aren't even the most deserving guys. Like for me, Joe Adele is the biggest snub. This is a kid who we've been talking about for years as being this highly touted, much ballyhooed prospect who's just never really been able to really put it all together. Well, this is the year. This is the year that he finally puts it all together. He's finally hitting for power. I think he's leading the Angels with 19 home runs. You know, he's got 52 RBIs, 246 batting average, playing really good defense in center field. Like, I think he's finally starting to become the player that I think everybody in Angels Nation thought this kid was going to be when, he came up. And then that Yusei Kikuchi.
California is really banking on the Asian television market to help move it along. And I think there might be some of that goes against Mr. Adele. But in the case of Springer, he got a whole country behind him, bro. They the only game in the country.
Only thing I can think of is maybe because he's a DH now, or primarily being a DH now. Like,
that's as important a position as anything these days.
I agree.
I'm talking about based upon the merits of what he's doing for a team that's winning, for a team that's contending, and this is a comeback of the year story. And I'm sorry, to your point, this whole notion that all teams must have a player rep them, I'm done with it. Because sometimes your teams are so bad, you don't have an all-star, boys and girls, and it won't affect the TV ratings.
And it's not 1946.
That's right.
Where there was no television and you couldn't see every team and every player. I get it. It served its purpose for a time, but that time is now gone.
It is.
Everybody's got MLB.net.TV. Everybody's got YouTube. Everybody's got cable, for the most part, got cable or some over-the-top platform. You can see other teams. You can see other players. Just be done with it. The All-Star game should feature all-stars, stars
the best
of
players,
the game.
yes.
Guys that you want to build. And if you're not going to feature those guys, at least young, exciting guys like a Joe Adele, like that can introduce that kid to the nation, to the wider nation. Oh man, this kid, 26-year-old, black, potential superstar playing in California and on the Angels. Maybe he's a building block for the future.
You got to, I guess, revise the process is what I'm saying. The process of the selection has to be revised. And the first provision of that is that all teams don't get an all-star. Now, we got to take this whole notion that, we've been hearing for years about we're raising soft kids because everybody gets a trophy at the end of Little League, no matter how good or bad they were. That's what we're seeing here. And sometimes if you're going to team, and I'm crushed in the middle of two teams who are grossly underachieving right now where I am, sometimes you look at the body of work of the team, and do you really want to put them on blast like that? I mean, think about it. What kind of answers can James Wood have on media day?
I don't think anybody in the country wants to see a Colorado Rocky in the All-Star game. I'm sorry. There's nothing against the Colorado Rockies, but nobody wants to see y'all represented in the All-Star game. I don't think anybody in the NBA wants to see a Washington Wizard in the All-Star game. They want to see the stars. Ouch. Right? That's just my judgment. But hey,
wow.
We'll end on a positive note.
Carrington.
We'll end on a positive note. It could be much worse for baseball. You know what I mean? We could have the NBA All-Star game. That's another discussion for another.
Well, one thing about it, the stars do in fact show up for home run derby, and they don't do it in the dunk contest. So now we had to trick that game out and make it U.S. against the world. At least we keep American and National League. But at some point, bro, don't be shocked that the powers that be have a North America versus Asia All-Star game. I may not be around to see it, but I think it could.
I would like it. Let's do it.
See, we're doing the work for the MLB office.
We're doing the Lord's work right
charge. For the man, I'm the OG. That's debatable for this week.
For more, right now, go to MLBbro.com.